Follow Matt Diamond Flix.
Oh yeah. I'm your favorite girl, baby. Don't forget.
The fave.
Please subscribe. Hit the button.
Apple. It's Matt Diamond. Tuko Hapa, Eastlands, Nairobi, somewhere cool. This in Jiru. I'm glad you reminded me.
Yeah, we are in Jiru, but it's some few kilometers from Kayole Junction. Yeah, we really have nice places here, so don't always think about Eastlands being this.
Yes, and whenever I heard that name in Jiru, yes, it rang a bell because I was just reading about that being one of the Imakasi hoods.
Yeah.
And then I find out that's what this place is called. So who am I here with today? What's your name?
My name is Vivien. I'm everyone's favorite girl. Yes, everyone's favorite. Yeah, my name is Vivien. Actually, I reside around this area. I also do vlogs. And yes.
For how long have you been vlogging?
I've been vlogging since June last year.
Just last year?
Yeah, just last year.
Oh wow.
2021. And then I took a break, and then I'm back, and then I'm here with Diamond.
What's the focus of your channel? What do you want to do with it? Everybody has their own idea for YouTube. A lot of people or getting into it, I think, because they think they're going to get rich and travel the world. So is that what you want, or do you have some other kind of objective?
Actually, when I was getting into YouTube, I had no intention of making money as everyone does. It was this during time of Corona when everyone was out there. Everyone is making videos in TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. So I decided, why not? Like, let me just. I love adventure. I love going, being out there, meeting people. I love nature. I love animals. So I was like, why not? So my channel is about adventure. Is about construction. We have so many construction happening in Nairobi.
Yeah, lots.
Outside, and these areas where not everyone can get there, especially the main media. I also focus on inspiration, and the inspiration part is actually what inspired everything for me to come and start doing. Yeah.
Are you a Nairobi girl?
No, I grew up in Kitale.
Western Kenya.
Yeah, Western Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been
it's Trans Nzoia County. You've been there?
One time.
Yeah, we are the granary of Kenya. We produce food. We have so many agricultural activities happening there. I'm a born and raised girl there, but of course, everyone runs to Nairobi because they want maybe to make it. Not just making it, just maybe working. Because the main reason why I'm here is because I came for business opportunities and all that. Yeah.
So you mentioned about like during the Rona era, people really clinging to like content creation and whatnot. So how has life became different in Kenya and Nairobi ever since this Rona era came? Because I came before that twice. And then I started coming after, and I've definitely seen some changes. But how has it changed for you as a Kenyan?
It has not been a very tremendous change. I would not say it's a very good, positive change. But of course, it's gradual, and where we are right now, at least we are picking it. But it has been so hard during that time. But on the contrary, at this time, so many people also making money. So many people were secretly making money when everyone else was complaining, and I'm one of those people who was secretly
you found a way.
Yes, was secretly making money, taking advantage of the situation. You make lemonades out of lemon.
You know, and one thing that I've noticed since the Rona era started here is it seems like, and maybe you know why and how, but it seems like there's a lot of development happening with infrastructure as far as roads. And even some cleanup initiatives I've seen along the way. So is that something to do with like the Rona money, or is it politically driven? Like, why is that happening now?
This is so politicized. That's what
that's what I thought.
It is very politicized because we saw, like, after the Rona period is when we are starting to see things moving. We're starting to see new governors coming in, and everything is happening differently. That just tells you, when they were asking, I'm not sure, but there has been rumors everywhere that there was even a documentary about the Corona millionaires.
Someone needs to make one, and I know that's a topic in Kenya, but that's a very relevant topic in the U.S. too. And even our government had some program where they were doing these certain kinds of loans, and a lot of people were scamming to get those loans. So they didn't legitimately need that money, and they received that money. And I imagine that there's going to be incarcerations over that in the
and
U.S.
also we are nearing the election period, so anything can happen. Anything can happen. You don't just trust. Anyway, I'm sorry to say, but government is just government. Let us not go so much into government, but anyway, it's true. Our government has a problem, we have to admit. And during the Corona period, so many people became millionaires who are not even supposed to be millionaires.
Well, and I like to, when you guys discuss that topic with me in particular, which happens all the time, I always like to say, don't feel bad as a Kenyan about that situation because it's happening in my country too.
Okay.
And there's positives in my country as far as our system, but there's ample situationships happening. And it seems like in the last, I don't know, 4 to 6 years, like certain situations have just been getting discussed more and exposed more slowly.
Yeah.
And even for the sake of just our daily lives, I don't think we could just wake up tomorrow and fix all those problems. I think it would dismantle our daily function so much we wouldn't even know how to receive that news. So I think it's a pole process. It's slowly. Yeah, things have to get better slowly, and we have to be patient, and as we go, we have to do better individually ourselves. Because imagine if we woke up tomorrow, everybody had a perfect government. What about all the imperfect citizens?
Yeah.
You know, are they suddenly going to become perfect too? So these are just things I've been pondering in my 30s. I would never have even taken my time to think of them in my 20s because I had such a bleeding heart in my 20s. I just wanted things to be better.
Yeah, it can never be better everywhere. We just accept it. But we as the people on the ground, we have the obligation and we need to push for what is right.
Yeah,
especially right now when you're nearing the election period. We really need to play the role that we're supposed to play. We'll go and vote for the right people with the right mind. Though it's never always easy, but everything, like you said, pole. Yes. We will take a step at a time to get there.
Yeah. Where do you see Kenya 10 years from now?
10 years from now?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I have so much to talk about that.
You'll be 29 in 10 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's like where we see Kenya in 10 years from now.
Yeah.
In terms of politics?
In terms of a country, it's in terms of infrastructure, stability, something for the young generations. And this is like a median age of 25 country. It's a young country.
What I know is the moment we break away from the dynasty kind of politics, then we have a better chance to have this country be in a very good position, given that we are still a developing countries with a lot of resources hanging there. We have gold in the western part of Kenya. We have oil, we have good land, we have a lot of minerals here in Africa, here in Kenya to be precise. So in the next 10 years, when we get the right leadership, oh my, I think we'll be the leading South Africa.
No, I think Kenya has the potential. Just knowing what I know about what you say, the resources and whatnot, I think Kenya has potential to be an absolute powerhouse nation. I mean, globally, not even just as far as Africa. With the resource you have and the young, innovative minds that you have, if those things are nurtured and cultivated, I think there's nothing stopping Kenya from being like a superpower nation, first in Africa, but even internationally, globally. So, I mean, I hope the best for you guys, but from everything I've been learning in the last 5 to 10 years, roughly, is your problems are also our problems in America, are another nation's problems and other nation's problems. And what I'm saying is these are like global power issues. So even for me, having conversations about Kenya, political matters or whatnot, by no means am I ever trying to pick on Kenya, because this is a intertwined issue that's happening throughout. So right now, I think we're in a place in world history that's quite unprecedented, and I'm just keeping faith that the best thing is going to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But it also starts with all of us on the ground.
Absolutely, it starts with people on the ground too.
The problem is when young people and citizens at large, they all have their hopes and eye to the government. Like the problems that we're having in Africa right now, in terms of employment, in terms of maybe insecurity, all these things, we come to conclusion that it's the government. We always talk about the government. I mean, there's a young person out there, you're down home and you're looking for a job. We have so many people with degrees here and they don't have jobs.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing in getting jobs in the government, or you're waiting for government to create opportunities, why don't you just push yourself and do something? Maybe we can just form a group, do just something for yourself rather than always waiting for the government.
I agree.
Always waiting for the government.
Yeah.
That is the main problem that we have here, looking at the government and being lured every time to believe the government is the solution to everything.
You're the first person that I can think of right away, maybe because you just said it, but his presented it that way, that there's too many people demanding that the government do this, the government do this. And I guess that kind of ties into what I said earlier about, say your government makes amazing roads outside, are you going to throw trash on that road? Are you going to throw your dustbin onto the road?
Yes.
And when I was in my 20s and way more left-leaning, I had that same spirit of fix this, fix this, fix this. I would see people suffering or see people in bad situations, and I was too fixated on who needs to fix this rather than also looking at the person in the situation and saying what got you here.
Yeah.
And sometimes what gets somebody in a bad situation is also their own choices. So it's important to look in as much as we look out, and perhaps maybe look in even more than we look out.
Okay.
So we're in a crazy time of life right now.
I know.
Do you have plans for outside of Kenya? Are your eyes set outside of Kenya?
Well, yes, I will not say no. I've been wanting to be out there, not just because I want to be out there. Of course, everyone wants to be out there. You go around, ask any woman around here in Kenya, you'll only get maybe 20% will say yes, I'm not gonna go, or I don't want to go. But most of us always want to go there. As a woman that I am a very strong woman. By the way, I have an autistic child.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
So I always look at what is the best thing that you can do for yourself. You get an opportunity to be out there, especially I hear some countries pay you for having a special child.
There may be some program. I haven't been in that situation to know specifically.
Some countries does that, but here in Kenya, it's not easy.
If you ever were to go outside of Kenya, would you want to come back? Do you think you belong here ultimately?
I do. I will tell anyone who's out there. Not even me telling them, they know. Most of them go there because they want to work, get money, and come back and invest. Yeah. Because when you come back home to invest, this is the easiest platform for you to get rich. Yeah. You can be out there, you're working, but you're not rich. But when you come home, you'll always be rich if you're working hard enough.
And I have African friends outside of Africa. The ones I get along with most tend to be the ones that they say they want to come back. They want to be able to be here. They miss home. They miss the food, and they see the opportunity. Yeah. And one thing about here is like the cost of investment is just dramatically different.
Yeah, it is.
Out of all the Africans that I see in the U.S., some of them seem just super happy. They found their niche in life. But I also know sometimes there's a culture of making something seem better than it is. But also out of some of them, they have found, of all things, their calling to be shamba work in America. So there's Kenyans in Minnesota and in Atlanta, Georgia, that they're growing local Kenyan foods in America.
Oh wow, that's nice.
There's a lot of Kenyans there, so obviously there's a market. And we discussed on our interview about like the accessibility of fresh organic foods. So there's a huge market for that over there. So how do you think you would cope if you went to a Western country? How do you think you would cope with the food lifestyle?
Honestly, that is the most challenging thing. We have so many people going there and they're asking, please send us unga imeshagwa. Like that means maize flour, the indigenous one. They still want it. So they always dream about coming back. So if I'm supposed to go out there, I should be having a period of time. Of course, I don't think I would want to go and stay there forever. Maybe you never know. If you find someone there, you can always convince them to come back. You know, at the end of the day, it's about target, your goal. Yes. But you know, you Mzungus are very wajanja. Because when you go there, you work there, you have so many taxes to pay. By the time you're thinking about you want to come back, you still have to pay more and more and more.
I sold a car. And did a voluntary surrender, and that's not anything to brag about. Like, a voluntary surrender means you're paying payments on a car, and you decided you don't want to make payments anymore, so you tell the bank, come and get the car. So I surrendered a 2010 Honda Accord, and I sold a 2006 Saab 9.3.
Oh wow!
And I had to do those things to accommodate my ability to spend more time here, because the money it costs to maintain your bills there while maintaining a life here, it does not balance out. But let me tell you something funny. Like, for me, and I can't speak for other Wazungu, but for me personally, I don't miss home. Like,
I don't miss home.
I have memories that I'm fond of. I have memories that make me feel bad. You know, at my age, I spent over 30 years, you know, full-time American lifestyle. And I can vividly remember so much, but not many of those things make me think, oh my gosh, I need to be there in that situation again. I just think that, like, life has its chapters. You know, so I find it interesting because I know a lot of Africans miss home when they leave, but for me personally, I don't miss home. Like, I don't yearn to be there.
It means you're in the right place. This is your home already.
That's how I feel.
You should stay here.
Yeah.
We're gonna love on you.
It's okay.
It's you. So everyone out there who really wants to come down here, especially for opportunities of investment. We talked earlier about agriculture. That is one of the most promising investments you can do here. Agriculture and technology.
And I just read something when we were taking a break. I was looking through my phone, and there's this Kenyan guy. I follow him and I listen to him very closely. He's just sharp, and he cares about people, but he has a conservative mindset, so his caring about people doesn't translate into every new ism and every new social cause. He's very rooted in his discussions. And something he just wrote about, and it's a fact, is land is something that people are after. And when I say people, I mean like people in power and governments and you know, filthy rich people, you know, ungodly rich people. They're after land. So the point of mentioning that is agriculture is crucial. And even if you're closer to the bottom of the financial tier of life, if you have access to land, you have to cherish that, and I highly recommend you nourish it. Let me survey a question to you. I have surveyed this question all over Kenya. Do you own land, or do you have access to land that you can either use at any time or you may inherit? I've never heard a Kenyan say no. I've never heard a Kenyan say no, and that's my point, is just know what you have. Like, maybe it's an empty shamba that's not even a shamba, it's just a piece of land. Maybe you're not seeing the vision. Just have vision, you know, because this world's really going crazy right now. And food is crucial. Lower food prices, hashtag. You know about the hashtag?
The hashtag of lower
food prices.
Yes, it's all over right now, everywhere.
And cooking oil is up. Even I bought tomato sauce last night. The price is up. Eggs are up an extra shilling.
That is happening right now because we are nearing the election. Yeah. So everything is hiked up. Everything is overpriced because they're just looking for money. Look, after the election, these things are gonna go down.
I hope so.
Yeah, they will.
I hope.
Trust me, it has always happened like that when we are close to the election. That shit happens every time.
I think the food prices need to go down and salaries need to go up. I don't know if the salary part is possible.
Unfortunately, for a guy living in Kenya, you might have a degree and a master's, but you're earning around 30 to 40,000. If you're not, there's this saying that goes, "Why are you working so hard to earn so little?"
Yeah.
It should make sense to you because if you're spending most of your time just to earn very little money, like maybe 30, 20,000, you're wasting a lot of time when you could be out there doing something else.
Yeah.
I personally, I used to retail. I used to sell. I still sell male. What do you call? Maleware, like anything male.
Clothing for men.
Clothing and cologne. And all that. So I was in employment for a while, and then I just decided I'm gonna sell this thing. I would go and buy it somewhere. It's probably 100 bob. I'm gonna sell it at 500. So in the end of the month, I'm making more money rather than when I was in the office.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I wasn't always in the right business, obviously, or I'd be wealthy by now. But regardless of what you're managing to make out of entrepreneurship, the freedom that comes with it is priceless. And one part I love about it is if you're doing bad, you have no one else to blame but yourself. So it's about knowing your market, good decision making, good management.
Good marketing strategy.
And this is happening in the US too. You can work a lot of hours and not make a lot of money. And in Kenya, that money might be a lot, but in America, that money can be very small. Your rent might be $800 and you're making $1,600 a month. So now you have another $800 to pay light bill, trash bill, maybe you have a gas bill, cell phone bill, car payment if you're paying for a car, car insurance, which is mandatory. There's just so many costs in life. So I think a good moral to those stories is whether if you're in Kenya or abroad, you have to be wise in your decisions and how you invest your time.
Exactly. You just have to be wise. Especially when you're down here, you have a lot of opportunities that most of our young people don't see. It's not like they don't see, they may be lazy or just they just don't want to do it.
Laziness can be a factor too, and I had to accept that in life, that sometimes somebody might be in a bad situation because they're refusing to do something about it. And that was part of my evolution of being super left thinking to coming more to the middle, you know. So I believe in people empowering themselves as much as they want someone else to empower them.
That's true.
I think we cut this off for today, but I really look forward to having more talks with you.
Definitely.
She's a very wise, beautiful 19-year-old woman. So we like to talk to her.
I'm not 19 and I'm single.
And she's single, So,
anyway,
that was nice.
One more thing. I also work in a recruiting agency. So if you have guys you're looking for, maybe they want housemaids, drivers, nannies, nurses, home cares. We have them. Kindly.
Awesome. That's a plug.
Yes.
We'll put a link in the comments.
And follow me at Vivien Oranga.
Gotcha. All right. Peace and love, Kenya.
Peace.
We'll see you next time.
See you.